Camera's on, mic's on. Let's get my text to speech going. Good morning. Good morning, fellow travelers. Let's get this going here. Stream buddy. There we go. That's on. Waiting. Right now, I am waiting for my my phone, my music phone, to get loaded up because I went to turn it on and it had zero battery. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I left it on, but even if I leave it on, that phone usually has a really good battery life. So I'm guessing I had YouTube running on that one. Sometimes I put a YouTube channel on.
Insta0428 says hello.
Hello. Good morning. How are you? My phone is starting. All right, let's let that one go. We're about to begin. We've got 3 deliveries to make today. They're all in the van. Everything was ready to roll. So, we're in good shape. Let's see, YouTube music. My live stream. Music. SIM card, I know that. Here we go, live streaming. I have a playlist set up with this music. I assure you, I do not listen to it any other time. Here we go. Come on now. Car. That's not the phone that I want. Oh, so the Bluetooth connected to my other phone. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that right now. Let's get going. Don't you hate when you try to connect? You got 2 different devices with 2 different Bluetooth connections, but they try to connect to the wrong thing. I hate when that happens. All right. Where are we? We're 32 degrees here in Hampstead this morning. It is a little damp out. I got to admit, we're probably going to get some of that road mist. I'm not looking forward to that, but it's life, you know. You gotta go on. Yeah. So we'll do our best with that. I mean, it's not raining or misty. It's not misty outside. I'm just thinking the mist from the road if we're behind a car on the highway. So maybe we'll ride down Reisterstown Road today. See what happens. Play it by ear when we get down there. I don't remember how to disconnect a phone. Hope everybody's doing well. It's Monday morning. Monday.
Uncle 333 says good morning.
Good morning, New York gal. How's it going up there?
Uncle 333 says wonderful. How y'all been?
Good. Very good. Well, we're gonna go. We're right in front of the truck. The garbage truck. Yeah, things have been going good. It's very busy. Valentine's Day at the bakery was very busy. Almost like, I put the volume, well, it was different, right? Valentine's Day is mostly cookies and chocolate covered strawberries. Christmas, you've got cakes and all that other stuff. There's also cookies. But yeah, it's very busy. It was even pretty busy yesterday. I was surprised about that. A lot of people were still buying Valentine's Day cookies and strawberries and stuff yesterday. A little bit. I think what happened was a lot of the restaurants and stuff had more business on Saturday than they expected. I think they were all expecting a pretty busy night, but it must have been unusually busy, like beyond what they expected. Because they were still ordering quite a bit. They still ordered quite a bit yesterday. So, but today we're back to normal. What they're working on now are the king cakes. I guess it's like a cinnamon. So it's like a cinnamon roll type cake, and then it's got icing and it's colored on the top. They make them with like a Mardi Gras theme. So that's the cake of the day. And then there's like a little baby. You're supposed to put the little baby somewhere in the cake. Like traditionally, what they do is they put the baby, which is representing the baby Jesus.
Uncle 333 says interesting. Never heard of king cake.
Yeah, I hadn't really. I'd heard of it, but I didn't really understand what it was all about. I think historically it was like the 12th day of Christmas or the 12th day after Christmas. But somehow the tradition has moved a little bit to this, to Mardi Gras. And what happens is there's like a little plastic baby. I'll take a picture of one and put it on. I'll post a picture. But you put this little baby inside, not a real baby, obviously. A little plastic baby. You put it inside the cake, and then whoever...
333 says, oh, it's a religious cake-em.
Yeah, exactly. And whoever gets... When you cut up the cake for everybody to eat, whoever gets the baby... Whoever gets the baby is supposed to be lucky, or you get a prize or something. It's like a free ticket to heaven. You can do whatever you want, and you're just going to go to heaven no matter what. No, I'm kidding, obviously. But we don't put the little plastic baby inside the cake for safety reasons. We don't want anybody choking on the little piece of plastic. So we kind of put the baby on top in the middle. Yeah, people are ordering a lot of them. There's always something. People love to celebrate with food.
333 says, haha, no one goes to heaven except through Jesus' law.
Yeah.
At Nigel 333 says, make a short of it.
That would be a good idea. I should make more shorts, and I should make more videos. I was thinking about that. It's just time. It takes time to make those videos. Well, you make a bunch of them.
333 says it will help your channel grow for sure.
Yeah, I think it would. I noticed the shorts get a lot of views. I mean, you stick something out there, your shorts are going to get.
At Nigel 333 says, one short I got 189 subs.
Wow, really? That's a lot. What was that about? Like, what was your short about? Just out of curiosity. Oh, we got a little mist on the windows.
333 says, yup. True story, it was pictures of Jesus.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I should do that. I should.
So 333 says 3 stops today.
Yep, 3 stops. So we're going to Lenny's, and then Gourmet Girls, and then What a Day. So it's and they're all in the van, so I can make all 3. It's like a big circle. Go down and do Lenny's and Gourmet Girls, and then head out toward Eldersburg to do What a Day. It's been we got a little bit of rain yesterday, and it wasn't a lot, but between that and the snow is melting. So I think we were in the 40s. We're going to be in the 40s, almost 50, I think, for several days now. So the snow will eventually go away, but there was a lot of melting yesterday. Saturday, after I worked, Friday I worked like 11 hours. Friday I worked like 11 hours. And then when I got home on Friday, I just kind of slept. And then Saturday was more like 8 hours. I'm like, I started this as like a part-time job, and it's turning into a full-time job. which is fine. I like it. I like being busy. We were joking about the fact that they always say, oh yeah, well it's going to slow down after this holiday, or we're going to slow down, after Christmas. It's going to slow down. It did slow down for January. For a month, it got a little bit slower. I was watching a channel yesterday. There's a guy in Baltimore that has started making videos, and he goes to. It's interesting stuff. John, it would be something John would like. He goes to not abandoned malls, but the malls that are getting ready to close, and he walks around and looks in the stores. Checks out which stores are still open. But some of the malls, at least the malls around Baltimore, there are maybe two or three malls that are still active, alive. You go in and people are shopping, and it's like, I don't think they're crazy busy, but I think they're at least most of the storefronts are there, all that kind of stuff. All the other malls are down to like maybe one anchor store and a couple of smaller stores. No food court. Food courts are all gone. They're just empty. It's really, let's go. I'm gonna go down Reisterstown Road today. We're gonna ride through. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We'll ride through the business road. I gotta figure out how to stop. All right, that. I need to disconnect this phone. I can't get my phone disconnected from. I have two phones in here, and the van is usually connected to my music phone, but for some reason today it decided to connect to my other phone, and I can't figure out how to disconnect it. I can't turn that phone off because that's the one I use for text-to-speech. So, oh well. Fire station. On the right is the middle school. Franklin Middle School. That's where I went to junior high. When I went to school, junior high was grades 7, 8, and 9. So elementary school went through 6. And then you went to junior high for 7, 8, and 9. And then high school was 10, 11, 12. Odd place to be sitting with the blinkers on. A lot of people waiting for the bus this morning. Like almost, I don't want to say every bus stop, but quite a few of the bus stops we've gone by have people waiting. 5:30 in the morning. This is the section of the road that I walked down. One day when we had this snow, I walked the camera strapped to my chest. I walked down this part of Reisterstown Road. There was really nobody driving that day. Oh, we're going. I'm not stopping. Ooh. Did you see red? I did. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Royal Farms, they have good chicken. If you have Royal Farms in your area, I highly recommend their fried chicken. Target. I don't think it's associated with Target, but there's a place right next to Target that people can plug in their electric cars. Whoa. I think that's a police car. My left, in the left lane up there. That's why that guy just hit the brakes. It's a Hobby Lobby. One time I came down here, this was before I knew Hobby Lobby was closed on Sundays. And I rode by, I think I was coming down here to go to BJ's or something. So I rode by and it was, there was nobody in the parking lot. And I went into work the next day I went into the office and I was like, I think the Hobby Lobby, are they closing down? Because there was like nobody there on Sunday. I drove by and I was like, Craig, they're not open on Sundays. I was quite happy to hear that they weren't closed.
Michael 333 says same.
We're almost to Lenny's. This really does take about the same amount of time as the highway. Not much longer. Oh, last week I had mentioned that today, Monday, I was possibly going to have to make a run up to York. And the reason I didn't have to do that, that was going to be like a middle of the night type of run. Like I would have been up there and back. I needed to be up there and back before 5 o'clock so I could make these deliveries. And apparently the place we're getting, there's some supplies for, I forget what it is they're making, but we needed to get some supplies. And the place up there used to be open 24 hours. So originally Jennifer said, hey, we were talking about me going up there and like picking it up at like, it's an hour and a half away. So I'd be picking it up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And then coming back and then doing the deliveries. So I thought that's potentially what I was going to have to do. But she found out that they don't open until 5. They changed their hours. They're not open 24 hours anymore. So Bob's up there picking up the supplies. I didn't have to make that run, which is probably kind of good because that's pretty early. The more you think about that, like I really wouldn't have slept at all, right? Because I had to be heading up there like 2 o'clock. There we go. Although I do like to drive. I love to drive. All right, we're here. We are at Lenny's. Give me 2 seconds. Look at this. How can I do this? Let's see what it says for Bluetooth. Oh, I never know which one of these. All right. Here we go. Let's go in. Enough dilly-dallying with that music. I'll turn this around so you can see what's going on. All right, here we go. Anybody in the deli? Let's see. Guy in there. I think he's coming to get the door. Or maybe not. All right, let's call him. Oh, there she comes. Good morning. How are you? Good. Got it. All right, man. Right.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Good morning.
Open the door. I didn't hear when you knocked.
Huh?
I didn't hear you when you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine.
I didn't hear.
I was over on the glass. I didn't see you back here, so I did the glass.
Okay.
Yeah, I was what different window.
Yeah.
Switching it up on me here. It's very loud. I've got the trays, the previous day's trays. How do you like that? It's a little rhyme. Previous day's trays are on the rack. Which it's just, this is altering my world, you know what I'm saying? Ay. Good God, all right, let me take these things off. This doesn't work. This is not convenient, if you know what I'm saying. It's very inconvenient. Danish. We're going to make this work. All right, I'll be right back. All right, have a great day.
Okay.
I'll see you later. Does this guy work there? Yes, no. All right, I'm not going. Boom. Okay. Delivery is done. Let's go back out to the street. Let me wipe that window. Hang on one second. I don't think it was that bad, but No. So what happens is there's a rack that I roll out and I put all the trays that I'm delivering on. And then on my way out, I pick up the trays from the previous day. Well, they had the trays from the previous day on the rack, which, you know, it's really no big deal. But usually I can like take that rack and just carry it down the steps, bring it over to the van, blah, 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 blah. Well, when you put all those trays on, it makes it a little bit heavier than I wanted to. Plus, I wouldn't want to try to manage that. So, oh my God. It's really not that bad. I'm exaggerating. People at Orange Therapy. Or Orange Theory. I always want to call it Orange Therapy. All right, on to Gourmet Girls. How come I'm not hearing your for some reason I'm not. No, when I'm turning this off. See, I saw Mookie. I think I saw you say hello. I didn't hear you though. So, try to work this out. My audio is a little weird today. Like my Bluetooth is connected to the wrong things. We're gonna make this work. Here we go. Let's see if I can get that connected to my phone.
333 says he will be like, why haven't I heard anything soon hip?
Here we go.
At Nigel 333 says hopefully.
All right, that's back. Let me see. We're going through this yellow. We're going through the yellow. What is happening? You know what I have to do? I have to did it again. The Bluetooth in this van is competing. All right. I got too many phones with too many Bluetooth connections. Let's try this again. Here we go. Turn this on. All right, I think that's back. Well, I know what I can do. You know what I can do when we get to Gourmet Girls, I'm going to go into my phone and unpair.
He says I already hit the thumbs up button. Don't make me take that away. Craig.
I know. I'm going to be getting some unlikes on this one. No, I have been having this the whole way down. My music was not connecting to the van because the van was trying to connect to the phone that I have the text to speech on. So I think when I went into Lenny's, because the phone is with me, I could actually hear you talking.
Michael 333 says, have been here chatting away and no Rosie.
I know. I know.
At Nigel 333 says here.
All right, here we go. I think I figured, in my head at least, I figured out how I'm going to fix this. I don't know if it's going to work in reality. Well, we're going to give it a shot when I stop.
Michael 333 says Rosie is fired. See.
Rosie slept in today.
At Nigel 3 says, can we hire Rita instead? At
Rita.
UQC says hello there. At justicat.cs2.
Here we go.
Justicat.cs2 says good morning at Mukim C at Nigel 333.
Here we go. All right, here's what I'm going to do. There's my phone that has the text to speech on it. I'm going to go into that. Everything is good there. I'm going to go to Bluetooth connections. All right, I want to go Bluetooth connections. See, it's got two devices connected. I don't
333 says just a cat good morning smiley face.
Here we go.
At justacat.cs2 says good morning Craig.
Disconnect.
Super Cookie Crumble Fighter.
Super Cookie Crumble Fighter. Now it's just
Team C
Cookie.
says Rita was a good meter maid. I bet she would be good at reading texts as well.
All right, I think we're getting there. Look. So now that's working. It basically disconnected the car from this phone. Okay, so that's a good thing. Let's turn that off. Let's put you there. And now let's see if I can get this to work. I should probably make this delivery.
Justacat.cs2 says is our Rosie on strike?
No, she's there. She's working now. We got her going. The phone wasn't talking to her. It wasn't really her fault. It was Samsung's fault. No, it was Craig's fault. All right, it was me. I got too many phones right now. All right, let's see if I can do this. Here we go. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Connect. Oh man, we're gonna get music now. Oh, this is amazing. Come on. Oh, it has to be the most quiet song in the world. Here we go. Born to Run. Born to Run. Okay. We're all set now. Rosie's working. I need to make a delivery.
333 says she was for like 20 minutes long. At UQC says we thought she was AWOL this morning. But it turns out it was human error.
It was, yeah. See that? All right, let's see what we're doing. See if the door's open. Oh, big puddle. There's a puddle right outside the door. Hey.
Fired law.
All right. Shoes and cookies. Grab it. There we go. go. Good morning. One of these has eclairs. I got to put the eclairs in the refrigerator. I'm pretty sure you can't hear me when I'm in the refrigerator, right? Here I go. Problem. Talk about that.
I did.
Oh. All right, nothing on the wall. All good there. All right, have a good one.
Says we could be crime fighters. Spin quilt to change into a superhero raincoat outfit.
I got to get tights. All right, here we go. Here we go. Whew. Had a little detour there. The coffee machine isn't, doesn't look like it's working. All right, here we go. 2 down, 1 to go. 6:12. Everybody seatbelt on. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened. Delivery van is in motion. Cookie crime fighters are on the road, searching out crime. Oh, that car didn't have a headlight.
333 says they do the bend and snap motion.
There was a headlight out on that car. Maybe I should start doing like citizen's arrest, since I'm not officially. Citizen's arrest. I see Mountain Man is in the house, or the van.
Team C says maybe then use a big bakery box and when they open the top to pop out, there is an explosion of sprinkles. At Mountainman-Q7L says good morning. It's a crime not to get AY. At Justicat.cs2 says OL. Justicat.cs2 says goody morning. At Mountainman-Q7L.
Mountain Man is in the van. Oh, that's a rhyme too. I'm rhyming a lot today. Mountain Man is in the van. It's going to be one of the lines in my. We got to create a song. These cars are moving down pretty quickly. Yes, sir.
Mountainman-Q7L says good morning y'all. At Team C says good morning to you. At Mountainman-Q7L. At Didionet says you're a regular Dr. Seuss. At JustCat.cs2 says HII good morning at Didionet.
HII. So if you put an extra I on there, she doesn't say hi. It's kind of. She should say hi.
Mountainman-Q7L says you can make a rhyme anytime.
There you go. Oh, look, this guy had to drive in front of us. We got a little road mist. So it was very rainy in North Carolina yesterday.
Team C says I'm riding in a delivery van. I am.
That was very Dr. Seussish. We should come up with a theme song like that I could play when I start. I have seen YouTubers that do that. YouTubers.
33 says green donuts and cheese.
Or it could be a green cheese. Well, that would be a Danish donut. Maybe I'll try to get some pictures before I leave the bakery today for the king cakes. I got a couple shots yesterday, actually. Put them together. I'm going to put a short together. I'm going to create a short for the king cake because I should have time today. Get home. I don't know if I'm going to stop at the grocery store or not. I probably should. Part of me wants to stop at the grocery store to get stocked up. The other part would like to leave my... I don't have a lot of food in the house right now. Part of me is thinking that's a good thing.
At Nigel333 says who it. And Bob the Bucket Short still whiting. At Newton C says if you learn some martial arts, your theme could be kung fu fighting, and you can change some of the lyrics.
Everybody was kung
At Nigel333 says wow phone changed words. Bob the Buck.
Yes. Yes, so New York gal, when I make this short and I get 100 subscriptions, I'm going to attribute it to your recommendation. I'm happy if it gets 100 views, much less 100 subscriptions.
Nigel 333 says haha yes do it. Shorts are key with channel growth.
I think they are. I agree.
Nigel 333 says why do you think I put out so many lol?
You do put out a lot. Ooh, did I just say that? You put out a lot of shorts. I need to put out more. Take that quote. Clip that quote.
Nigel 333 says I got like 8 waiting to drop. Sometimes I get antsy and drop them all.
Oh, so you're like ahead. That's a good idea. Build up like a little cushion. So you got them ready to roll. Well, I've seen, I don't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it's within the YouTube studio. But there's some place where like the system will automatically look at your video. Like I think you could put a live stream replay in there, and then it'll analyze it
Stockpile of shorts
and come up with shorts. Like it'll pull shorts, like AI, I guess, will just go in and pull shorts. I'm going to try that out and see what happens sometimes. I mean, I don't want to throw out a whole lot of stuff, but, you know, if it's meaningful. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking every moment in the van is meaningful, Craig. What are you talking about? I know that's what you were thinking.
Justicat.cs2 says lots of shorty shorts. At
Short
Nigel333 says it is ha ha ha, I was thinking that. At UTC says clip that.
Short shorts. Like back in the 80s. Pizza box. You know, I have to say, while we're sitting here, look at this house. I look at this house and I think, you know, like here we are, probably like.
Justicat.cs2 says good channel. At NYGAL333 I just sub.
Thank you for subbing. Appreciate that.
Quincy says so shorts are the Daisy Dukes of long form video jeans.
How long was that car sitting behind me? No, but when I drive past that intersection, I think to myself, you know, we're kind of like down, we're riding through a neighborhood to get from Reisterstown Road to what's called Liberty Road. And it's not, whoops, we got an emergency. Emergency, everyone.
Phil333 says awesome, just a cat.
And you know, I wonder
At
sometimes riding
Justicat.cs2
through
says
those
I already
neighborhoods.
subbed to it. You can see the other day when you were cracking up, but I didn't read it because I didn't know if I should lol.
But I see those big old houses back there, and I think, wow, you know, they've probably been there for 100 years.
Says lol.
You know, that morning was out of control. I have to admit, like the phone was buffering. I was out of control laughing. It was the whole end of that ride was just a big mess.
Phil333 says I'm your third just a cat.
You know what I was thinking of the other day? I thought of this, I think, because of the small head or the body idea. I can't talk about that too much without
Who
losing.
says oh thanks, but I don't have anything. Lol.
I can't talk about small heads. It just makes me laugh too much. I don't know. But
Phil333
do you
says
remember?
are you really just a cat? Do you have an owner? I didn't think cats had thumbs to type lol.
She has very coordinated paws. She has paws. But did anybody remember making, like when you were little, you could make a face, like a little head out of you'd carve an apple, and then you would.
CS2 says at NYGAL333 I'm a stray with thumbs lol.
You'd carve a head. You'd use an apple and carve it into a shape that looked like a head with a face. And then it would dry and it would just look like an old, wrinkled person. Am I making that up in my head? Like, did that really happen to me when I was little? Did anybody else do that? I was going to look it up couple days ago and I never got to it. Dried apple head. That's what I was.
At justicat.cs2 says I've seen those heads. They have shorts.
Oh, really? Oh, man, somebody else made a short out of it? Oh, I thought I had a unique idea. That's a bummer. I was going to try to make one, though.
Justicat.cs2 says yeah.
Bummer. Dried apple head. I got to Google it. Are they good forever, or do they eventually rot? Do you bake it? Do you spray it with something?
Justicat.cs2 says you still should do it. You never know.
I'm going to look into how complicated it is to make it.
Craycray says do it.
It could be my my breakout point. Craig's Applehead short. Vehicle going on.
Justicat.cs2 says LOL.
You know, one good thing about having a text-to-speech is that if you're watching a replay, you can kind of actually hear the whole conversation. Because I've noticed, like I watch replays, and sometimes when you're just hearing the person, you get lost a little bit on what's going on in the chat. So I did kind of like that. I thought that was kind of a good thing. It's easier to follow for me if you're watching a replay.
Justicat. You can use it as merch. At Justicat.cs2 says get your very own.
I can shrink ahead. You know, try to make it look kind of nice, and then use it as my profile picture.
Justicat.cs2 says LOL. Justicat.cs2 says use it as a car rear view dangle thing.
Yeah. That could be a little scary. Maybe if I get like a really small apple, I could do that. I don't want to do a big one. Oh, you know, so I think I've mentioned before that sometimes I watch these people that are in Disney World,
At 90333 says green apple heads and peas.
I think I've mentioned this. Sometimes I watch these people that live stream from Disney World. You know, they go to the Epcot Center or Hollywood Studio. They do them all. But one of the guys that I've watched, I think his name is, it's called Jason Score. Jason Score, I think is the guy's name. And he's in the park like almost every day. He walks around. And I like him because he finds really the best spot to like stand to watch a show, or he knows where, when he goes into a, you know, one of those shows where you're sitting down in this, like a theater, he knows where to sit to get the best view. So he's really good. He's been doing it for a while, I guess. So the other night, and I don't know why, I must have become a member on his, I don't usually do that. I don't usually do the membership thing, but I did when I saw him at one point in the past. And, oh, I know why, because he was giving out prizes for something. So I became a member. I'm still a member. It's one of those things, you know, when you sign up for something like that, and then you, like 10 years later, you realize you never canceled the subscription. That's sort of what happened. So I got the email that said he's having a members only, you know, it's going to reveal something. I'm like, all right, let me go look at this. So he was not at Disney World. He was home, and he was going to make this announcement. So I got online. I just happened to be online at the same time this thing was going to start. So I'm like, all right, let me look at this. So I looked at it, and he's like, all right, I'm going to make an announcement. I just want everybody to understand, you know, nothing's going to really change. It was taking me back to the meetings you have when you're working. You know, this happened a lot in the financial industry. You're working at a company, and they bring you all into the conference room to tell you that the company's just been bought by somebody else, but nothing's going to change. Everything's going to stay the same. Don't worry. You know, and then 6-9 months later, everybody gets laid off. But so that's the vibe that I was getting from this YouTube live stream. And he starts talking about, you know, how this really great opportunity has come up, blah, blah, blah. And the opportunity was, but he's going to continue to live stream. So he's going to have a full-time job, but he's going to continue to live stream like in the evenings or on the weekends. And, you know, so, okay, maybe he is, maybe he is. And he's a nice guy. He is a nice guy. So I believe that he believes that he is going to do that. But in reality, I think it's probably going to fade out. Anyway, so he's talking to the group, and somebody asked him, he's going to work for Disney, by the way. So he was offered a job at Disney, and he said the job that he's going to have at Disney, he's going to make 3 times the amount that he's making now, at least 3 times more than what he's making now. So there's no way. He said, I couldn't say no. He's like, I have to do this. I think he's in his 50s, so he kind of sees this as his last hurrah. You know, like he was going to get this job, make a whole lot of money, and then, you know, be pretty much set. So he had given that much information. So somebody naturally said, oh, how much are you going to make? Which is not a question. Most of the time you don't ask people how much they're going to make, but somebody had the courage to do that. So he wouldn't say, and somebody else must have, like, I forget how it went, but eventually he got to the point where he said, it's 7 figures. I'm like, holy mackerel. This guy is going to, I mean, I don't know. It's like he's working for the Disney Vacation Club or something. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's going to make 7 figures? Like, that just seemed like, wow, that's that, you know, like the chat sort of went quiet. I mean, of course, everybody was like, wow, you know, coming back with little comments, but yeah. So So then I sort of backed into what is he making now? I mean, he's just walking around the park 7 days a week, and he's on for like 6 or 7 hours, and he walks around, and he's very he's good. He talks to everybody, you know, he tries to keep up, and he does. I mean, I was really impressed by him. He's like, he will, if he's in he was following a parade one time, and one of the ladies in the chat, in the live chat, said, "Hey, my daughter is in this parade." It was going to be a marching band, and the daughter was one of the, what do they call them, color guards or something, the ones that carry the flags. And he's like, "Oh, you know, let me see if I can try to, you know, focus on that for you." And well, he followed the parade, like he was walking behind it, you know, he's like weaving in and out of people trying to get back, you know, but he was doing a great job of basically following the parade and keeping on that area, because that was, the whole parade was basically just this marching band, you know, marching through this section of the park. So he was, whatever he made doing these videos in Disney World, he was definitely earning his money.
49223 says, need to hear you voice in the morning.
Yeah, I'm kind of rambling right now though. But anyway, the shock to me was that whatever job he just got at Disney, he's going to make somewhere north of $1 million a year. That was pretty impressive, I thought. For some guy that was just walking around Disney World doing videos. I think he also has a real estate business. I think he does some real estate down there.
333 says, I agree, smiley face.
So.
Pickle 333 says he has a nice voice.
I think my voice is, I guess nobody really likes their own voice. I have to admit, when I go into every video, like after it's done processing, and I create the yellow, when I have to pull my thumbnail for that video, I go in and watch part of it to find a section I want to screenshot, and I mute it. I can't listen to myself. I have to mute it.
C says, I'm going to be honest here. I have no idea what Craig is talking about, but he makes it all seem exciting and interesting.
Well, see, that makes two of us, because half the time I don't really know what I'm talking about either. No, that was just a YouTube. I was just talking about a YouTuber.
Says, LOL Mookie.
You should look them up though. You should look up the live streaming people at Disney World. If you ever just want to pretend like you're at Disney World for a day, or an hour, 10 minutes or whatever. They ride the rides. I'm kind of...
333 says he was talking about a YouTube live streamer.
That was it. Yep. Oh, look, there's the glove. The glove is still there. You see it? This is part of the crime fighting that we do. There's two gloves there. Okay. Could they have anything to do with Nancy? I don't know. Is Nancy found yet? That I don't know. I didn't even check on that this morning. Does anybody know? Did anything change? Look,
333 says this is the location
Good morning.
the girl goes to Rav's and comes in hungover lol.
No, she's not hungover. Not today. It's Monday morning. And that wasn't her. It was somebody else. I gotta get my rack. Good morning. Got the trays with me.
Okay. I think I have one law.
I think we could do it at half. I can make start order.
All right, here we go.
Medium ice coconut milk latte.
Drive-through going on.
Says, yeah, lol, I'm sure you did. We all did at some point. UPC says when we have the cookie convention meetup right here, I will be next and let at NYDAL 333. Says, haha, thank you, LNAO, take my name.
Here we go. That's done. I almost ran into something. All right, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. All done. Deliveries are over. The van is empty. Let's see what we got over here. I'm going to take that off of there.
Team C says Craig will have a special tray just for you and wheel it over.
A special tray. What's the special tray for? Somebody have a... Okay. Here we go. Back up here. You gotta watch out.
333 says naughty things. At Mookin C says lol at OJ gloves. At Nigel 333 says ha 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 JK donuts.
Here we go. Start that. What happened to the radio? Why did that stop? There we go. Runaway Van. Oh look, this song is called Runaway Van. It's crazy. Runaway Van. That would be me. Ooh, somebody rear-ended that car. Look, it's not good. Probably minding their own business, and boom!
333 says OJ's glove didn't even fit OJ lol, it was too small.
If the glove doesn't fit, you can't convict. We can see that whole thing happen again with Nancy. I don't know how much longer the Nancy thing can go on. I have to admit, I'm just...
Cat.cs2 says well they're back there on ice lol.
They're frozen in time.
333 says Nancy thing. Did I miss something?
The Nancy thing. Nancy Guthrie. Guthrie. How do you say, you know, the lady that's missing? She was kidnapped. At least that's what they're saying. I'm not really sure what happened to her. I don't think anybody is. Samantha Guthrie. Is it Guthrie? Is that how you say it?
333 says kidnapped. I don't watch the news anymore.
Oh,
UPC says Nancy is the mom of the Today Show host.
yeah. Samantha Guthrie, right? Is it Guthrie? Is that how you say it? NY Gal, that's a good idea not to watch the news. I have to admit, I watch much less than I ever have. I used to be a junkie. I used to watch it all the time. And it's just, I don't think that's healthy or necessary.
333 says if her mom is missing then that host was into something and they prop harmed her family.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's a very weird story. I mean, it's one of those stories that if she wasn't on the Today Show, if she wasn't a famous person, no one would, none of us would be aware of it. It's, you know, it's like one of those stories that just...
Team C says there is no end. Guthrie.
Guthrie. Oh, right, not Guthrie. Guthrie. Right. Okay. But one day I had the radio on and I was just listening for background while I was working. And I think it was more than an hour. And I realized that's all they were talking about for an hour. I was like, I can't do this. There's so much more productive Like I should be listening to a book. I think that was the day I ended up listening to a podcast about sleep. But there's so much more productive stuff you can do with your time. And I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they can keep talking about it. I think I might clean the windshield. It's a little dirty. Kind of like a hazy dirt. It's a hazy, lazy dirt. Meanwhile, that was really all I was hearing about on the news. And I just kind of realized yesterday that things seem to be heating up over in Iran. I don't know I'm not close enough to that to know what's really going on, but that seemed pretty, seems like it is intensifying.
Oh, 333 says no one takes an old lady for no reason long.
I know. I see, and she has like a heart condition or something.
333 says, well, evil does, but I mean.
I think I personally, I don't, and I could be totally wrong with this, but my gut instinct is telling me that she's not alive anymore. I don't think it's possible she never was. It's possible that it was more of a murder situation. But I don't know why they would have taken her. You know what I mean? If let's say they went in, they were robbing her, they accidentally killed her or whatever. Like, I don't know why they would have taken her. That's the only part I don't get. Except for the fact that maybe they thought they could do the kidnapping thing.
Well, 333 says they say 90% end up not alive.
Yeah. I think that's... I really don't think she's alive anymore. And I think we're in the third week now. It's been like... It's been on the news forever. Feels like. And Samantha, I think she just put out another... I didn't see it, but I heard somebody talk on the radio this morning about that she put out another Instagram clip, or I don't know where she's posting her clips, but she put out another one. I think she's trying to keep the public interested, because they do get a lot of their clues. I mean, if you're trying to find somebody, a lot of the information they get is from public once you get some pictures out there and stuff. I don't know. There's going to be a Netflix series about it, I'm sure, once everything gets solved.
Craig 306 Heath 9 says Craig. Good morning, Craig.
Good morning. Welcome to the band. Please be sure to fasten your seatbelt back there. I think I'm going to try a different angle. At some point, I'm going to try the camera behind me for a couple of reasons. One, I think the effect, I thought about this last night because it was starting to rain a little bit. I think the effect on the windshield would be
Craig
less.
306 Heath 9 says Craig, thank you. What's the topic today? At Mukim C says the strange thing is that if I had a family member taken, I would be mad at how this one case is getting so much attention and resources.
Right.
I do hope she is found and saved, however.
Yeah. We were just talking about the Nancy Guthrie kidnapping. But I know, that's what I meant. Like if this were anybody other than a sort of a celebrity or a relative of a celebrity, nobody would even know about it. But it does really grab, everybody gets very interested in stuff like this. That's for sure.
Craig 306 Heath 9 says Craig, oh okay.
But really, the topic
Team C
is
says
open.
hello there. At Kim and Craig 306 Heath 9.
We got a double Craig situation.
Sticat.cs2 says yes, I feel the same at Mukim C. At Kim and Craig 306 Heath 9 says Craig, hello Mookie.
I heard on the news recently that there's someone.
Sticat.cs2 says hi, good morning at Kim and Craig 306 Heath 9.
There's someone in New York that's running for some office. I don't know what office.
Says people think it's on the news, must be real. They could tell us anything and people believe it.
Well, here's a story I heard a couple days ago, and I don't know if it's true.
Says Craig, hi, just a cat.
I heard them say that there's somebody running for office somewhere in New York, around New York City, that wants to make it illegal for people to have dogs in their house. Like you couldn't keep your dog in your house. Has anybody heard that? I can't imagine how anyone would win an office, a public office, telling people in America that they couldn't have a dog in their house. I mean, obviously I wouldn't vote for them, but I just thought that was kind of crazy. And I didn't hear enough about the story to tell, like, what's the reason for that? Like, is there a reason they're opposed to having dogs in the house? I imagine they just don't think they're clean or something, but I don't know. I talked to AJ about it. He's totally opposed. AJ's my dog, by the way.
Team C says no dogs, just a cat. Am I right? At justacat.cs2.
Well, it didn't say anything about cats, so I guess you could have a cat. I don't know. I worked with a guy from Trinidad one time, and
Craycray 069 says, Craig, that's just plain stupid.
I know.
You can't have guns now, you can't have dogs. How do we protect ourselves, geez?
Exactly. What about there is? You're right. Protection. Like they're built-in alarm system. But the guy from Trinidad, I mean, they're in their culture. He said in Trinidad, like his culture
says slingshots.
doesn't have dogs in the house. Like he thought it was crazy that anybody would have a dog like in sleeping in their bed and stuff like that. Like for them, having a dog, you'd have them outside in like a fenced-in area, sort of like how we have cows. But dogs are not cows. Dogs are.
At Don Williams 3137 says, sad part is somebody would vote him to office.
I know.
Just saying. At C says a whistle, but just not a loud one. At justacat.cs2 says dogs all dogs. This cat is a dog cat. At C lol.
I need to get some more information on that story.
Q7L says my dog is jealous of my grandchildren. They're in and he's not.
Oh yeah. Dogs do have to adjust when kids are around. I've always had dogs that are pretty good with kids, but if they're not, that can be troublesome. Some dogs don't tolerate kids.
Cat.cs2 says too cute. At Mountainman-Q7L.
I had a neighbor one time that really did not let her dogs in very often. She had a Doberman Pinscher.
3069 says Craig, regardless we still have to protect ourselves for heaven's sakes.
That's right. Got to find some way. We need to have as little rules as possible. That's my philosophy.
John Williams 3137 says Chinese stars and throwing knives.
Throwing knives is a thing. Like you could do that. Headlight out. Headlight out. Today's Monday, right? I think today is recycle day for some people.
Craig 3069 says Craig, I wouldn't move to NY for that reason. I'm in CA. Our laws are already strict.
Yeah, you've got a few regulations out there. A lot of your stuff is environmental stuff, from what I hear. It's like they always, I think a lot of times people think they're creating a law to make things safer or better, but I don't know. It's like I was thinking the other day, if you had, like, even for this Nancy thing, right? The like an ID tag, like you put in a dog. Like, do people ever do that for people? Like, put an ID tag in your kid so you wouldn't lose them. I mean, I'm almost afraid to say it, but it would be helpful in a situation like this. Be like, all right, there she is. But nobody's going to want to ID chip in them. That idea would not go over very well. It would, I mean, volunteer. If you wanted to volunteer to have one, maybe. But then you're always afraid that's going to lead into somebody thinking, "Oh, this is a great idea. Let's make it a requirement." And that's where it goes too far. I guess I thought of that because they're trying to find her because she has a pacemaker. So I know they've got.
Craig 3069 says, Craig, we've all survived these past decades until this current governor we now have.
Yeah, true. Let's hope he doesn't make it to president. We're in trouble, I think, if that happens. But they're flying a helicopter around with this detector. It's like a metal detector, but it's detecting the Bluetooth signal that her pacemaker would be giving off. So they're flying around. I think this helicopter is flying fairly low, and they're flying around trying to see if they can detect her pacemaker. So that's what made me think, well, why couldn't you just stick one of those ID chips? But the ID chips don't actually find the dog, right? I think the ID chip only allows you to identify the dog after you found it, I think, right? Like, that's what I think. So maybe it wouldn't even work.
People 333 don't move to NY as hell.
It's a beautiful state. I mean, it gets a little intense down around New York City, but for the most part.
He says I go to the bathroom and my Bluetooth earbuds lose connection. How hard would it be for a helicopter?
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
333 says the only thing NY has is its beauty, that is all.
I haven't been to New York City in a long time. I used to go up there a lot for work. Take the train up. I was going up there before 9/11, so it was, and then for a while after.
333 says the city is 4 hours away. At Kim and Craig 3069 says, Craig, that's for sure New York 33.
You're 4 hours away from the city. I mean, by train, I I forget. I think it was like a 3-hour train ride. I can get to New York faster than you. You don't need a Acela. But I think it's a 4 hour.
Michael 333 says, haha, that's wild. At Kim and Craig 3069 says, Craig, what state are you in, Craig?
I'm in Maryland. So I'm northwest of Baltimore City. I live in Baltimore County, which is a little bit closer, and then this is Carroll County. So we're out northwest of the city. All right, I'm going to lose you guys for a second. You're going to buffer. Going into the forest. All right, I'm out now. You should be back.
Craig 3069 says, Craig, okay, that's good. Yay, I'm in California between Stockton and Elk Grove.
I think you were one of the first people to ever send me a message, like when I started live streaming. Didn't you? You were on here when I first, like when I just put the camera on the windshield, took off. I didn't have my text to speech.
And Craig 3069 says, Craig, yes, I did.
I remember that. Before I had that, so I couldn't really read. I couldn't tell what was going on, but I saw later that you had sent me a message. All right, here we go. There's the bakery. That's my bakery right there.
Craig 3069 says, Craig, on, me because you had the same name as me.
Yes, I remember that. You pointed that out, Craig. You said that. All right, guys, it is the end of our trip today. 7:15, so that's about normal for me. Today's Monday. Tomorrow will be 6 o'clock. I just have one delivery to make tomorrow, 6 o'clock. And then and it's to the one place, the last delivery place. So it takes about an hour on Tuesdays. I'm out here for about an hour. So I'm glad everybody showed up. Good to see everybody. New York out. See, I see your messages like a second before I hear them. Everybody's saying goodbye.
Michael 333
There we
says,
go.
have a blessed day, hope it's a good one. At Mukim C says, have a good Monday,
she reads
everyone. At justacat.cs2 says, thank you, Craig. Have a good day, everyone.
All right, guys, everybody.
At Rob Sean White says,
Have a good one.
morning.
I'll talk to you later.
At Kim and Craig 3069 says, Craig, okay, thanks for chatting, bye.
See you guys tomorrow.